Well, I got my coffee. Are you ready to talk about divorce? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ageishowyouwearit. Oh, nothing like a nice hot cup of coffee. Well, I'm here today to talk to you about the ups and downs of divorce. If you've been through a divorce or any, I'm not even going to make it just about divorce, because some people have been in relationships and never got married, been in relationships for 9 and 10 years and invested in that person, and the relationship fell apart. So it doesn't matter whether you're married or not, but I can talk about my pros and cons. It may not be yours. Some relationships ended drastically. Some relationships ended with so much disaster within the relationship. But how about those that you just simply grew apart from this person, or that person just wasn't who you thought they were, and things were not as you saw them? So I'm just going to talk about the top 4 things that for me was the ups and downs of my divorce. So see if you relate, and if you do, leave a comment below. Even if you just put heartbreak, or you may not be heartbroken. It may have been good for you, and you saw that it was good in the long run. So let's see the 4 that I do and see which one you can relate to. So down 1, it makes you feel like a failure, because it was something that you invested in. It was a relationship that you gave your all to. It doesn't matter if you were the male who got heartbroken or the female who got heartbroken. It's a two-way street in a relationship. So more than one person get hurt when a relationship ends. Sometimes family, sometimes you make enemies you didn't know you had, because they really didn't care for you. They only cared for you when you was in that relationship. So a lot of things change when you end a long-term relationship. So failure, you may think you failed, and that's one of the reasons we stay in a relationship, because if you think that, okay, if I can't make this work, how am I gonna make it work with someone else? So that failure makes you think that you can't make it in another relationship. But maybe that relationship that you were in, the entire relationship was not a failure. It could be that either one person rose and changed and started being different, and the other person stayed in the moment of when you first met. So everyone should grow in a relationship, but you don't have to grow apart. But sometimes that's what happens, because if both of the partners are not growing in the relationship, growing for yourself, having the goals you need and met. So you have to be an individual in the relationship, if that makes sense. So thinking you're a failure, have some stand in the relationship longer than they necessarily have to, because they don't want to seem like a failure to family, friends. Oh my goodness, if it's the female, he doesn't want me anymore, and that's going to make it seem like I was the one the one who was messed up, or I was the one who was wrong, or I was the one who did something to end relationship. And you may have been. You may have been the one who ended the relationship because of a mistake, or you may have ended it and you were the cause of the end of the relationship. Either way, you need to learn and grow from the experience so that you don't take that baggage to the next relationship. You have to actually get over the first relationship in order to move on to another one. And unfortunately, that's when we get into our second down, and that's the comfort zone. How many of us have stayed together with someone because of comfort? Whether it's comfort in the fact that that person takes care of you and you thought that's what you wanted, and come to find out it's not what you wanted. You grew out of that part of your life. You started wanting to do for yourself, or the comfort of just having someone in the house with you. The comfort of, because just think about it. If you stop talking to each other, you barely speak, but it's the comfort of having someone around that you get used to. It could be the comfort of the fact that that person is a good provider. That person is a good person. But you're different and you don't know what that means for you. So it starts a rift, or it starts putting a distance between you and the other person, because you're not understanding why you are not still in love with this person, or why you feel like you're trapped, or why are you feeling this way. So you put it in the back of your head because there's nothing wrong with the relationship. So you can't understand it. So you keep being there because it's a comfort. You know how many people stay in bad marriages and relationships because of fear? See, within that comfort zone, fear is there. So people call it the comfort zone, but what it is, it's a fear of changing something. Ooh. So the fear is your comfort zone. So you're scared to get out there. Well, what if my bills are higher? Well, what if I can't make it? Well, what if I don't find someone else? What if? And you start putting those what ifs in front of what makes you happy, because you have to stay in that comfort zone. Or you may have little small children and you're raising them together, and you can't even imagine trying to do it on your own, and you think that it'll be hard. I've done it. I've raised 3 kids. I've been on my own raising my children and nobody to help me. I've been in that situation. So it is not easy. It is not easy to walk away from something. It isn't. So let me know below if you would like to hear a little more about things that I went through when I've ended relationships, especially with children. So just let me know if that's something you're interested in. So that comfort zone, don't keep calling it a comfort zone. It's fear. It's fear of the unknown. It's fear of trying, which will help us understand more. Is one of the downs is not having someone who can help you around the house, help you. Like, the hardest thing for me was, and I know this seems so minor, but having to take the trash out myself, having to fix something if it's broken, having to figure out what I need to do, and not having a partner to help me figure it out. But what you find is, once you get out of that fear and that comfort zone, when you take that step to do what's best for you, you will find out, wow, this is not as hard as I thought it would be. What's so funny is, I have a fear of water bugs. And I live in Florida. So you're going to see a water bug in your house one way or another. And when I had to kill my first one, I screamed the whole time I was doing it. Screamed. Because I had to do it myself. It was no one else to do it. I had to do it myself. So stuff like that. And you think, oh, those are little things compared to the big thing. No, it's not. Those little things is what you think about. Those little comforts is what you think about and keeps you in a relationship that is not thriving. If you are no longer building anything and your foundation is no longer secure, is no longer billable, if that's a word, if it's no longer being maintained, then instead of waiting until the whole thing crumbles and things get worse, step outside that comfort zone. Always try, never give up. But when it comes to the point that you no longer have peace of mind and every day is a struggle, then you know your foundation is not stable anymore. The fourth and final thing, and you will find this fourth thing on both ups and downs, financial stability. Number one, believe it or not, outside of children, number one thing that you stay with someone for, financial stability. How can I make it? We barely making it together. How will I make it on my own? So what you have to think about is, why are you not making it together? You are two people. Is it because one is the only one providing? And whose fault is that? Are you the one who's not providing and you're dependent on the other person? That falls in the comfort zone. Are you the one providing, ladies? Are you the one providing and they're not? You have to think about, wait, I'm taking care of me, him, and the children? But I think if I leave, then it's not a financial thing. That means it's something here and here that keeps you there. That is the comfort zone. The fear. Either the fear of not having someone, and that is a well-known fear. Not having someone. A lot of people cannot be with themselves. Acting as if being alone for a while is like the worst thing ever. That takes me, but before I get to that, let's talk about the financial reason. Okay, so those are the reasons why but if you both are filling the financial cup and taking care of business, then if you feel like your relationship is ending, or if you are going through to where divorce is the word, and I did put a blog post up about, is divorce a dirty word? Is it still a dirty word like it was years ago? So ageishowyouwearit.com, and I have quite a few inserts on relationships. One of the things that keep us together no matter what. Struggle is real, and when you're struggling, you don't have time to see what your relationship is all about really. It's not until you get out of that struggle that you find out, wait a minute, I just really am not happy. And that's whether you're a man or a woman. So that financial one is a big one that either keeps you together or it tears you apart. So one of the up things is peace of mind. Let me tell you, nothing in this world is more valuable than peace of mind. Not having to argue with someone consistently, not having to worry about, is that person coming home, because they're always leaving and disappearing, not having to feel that emptiness, because see, when you're in the down, when I talked about the down portion, when you in that comfort zone, that fear, even though you keep getting hurt, remember, you sitting in that room, any one of y'all, whether it's male or female, you have sat in a room and you have cried over the heartache this relationship is causing you. So when you do decide to take that step, now you may be able to mend your foundation. So don't get me wrong. I'm not here to say, yeah, go ahead and divorce somebody, or yeah, go ahead and leave somebody. No. You have to know when you're at that point. And until you're at that point of no return, nobody can tell you anything different. You can keep getting advice from everybody in the world. If you don't want to do it here and here, you will not do it. That's anything. Exercise, diet, relationships, your job. If you do not have it set in your mind here and in your heart here, you will not do it. So I am not here to glorify any part of the relationship. I'm just here to tell you the ups and downs I faced, or any one of the things I've helped other people with. And the choice is always yours. It's not even the spouse you're with. The choice is yours. So peace of mind, you can't buy it. No matter how much money you got, you may think, oh, somebody with a lot of money, I know they're happy. No, it's a lot of people with money that's not happy. And it's a lot of people with money who is. It's all in the peace of mind you have and what you no longer have to go through. So as I stated, what comes along with peace of mind, even if you be alone and you struggle, the peace of mind in itself, if you live in the moment when you don't have to keep, like I said, arguing, fussing, worrying, all of that takes a toll on you, make you old looking, honey. And I am 56 and I'm not trying to look 80 for nobody. Peace of mind is, to me, the number one thing when it comes to any relationship that's ended. You can move on. Second thing, getting to know yourself. Don't forget, it's a lot of people who cannot be alone. They jump from one relationship to another. That in itself is something you're struggling with inner. This is one of those inner things, okay? Not everything has to do with the other person. How can you love someone for 10 years, you break up with them, or you in a relationship and you jump right back into another relationship? How can you do that? There is a mourning period. So in the blog post, when I say is divorce a dirty word, I talk about the stages you're supposed to go through and the steps I went through in my healing process. So you can love someone and end the relationship without hating someone. You can do it. So peace of mind, getting to know yourself. Don't be scared of yourself, honey. Take yourself out to dinner. Take yourself to a movie. Don't think everybody looking at you because you're alone. I have sat in the movie theater. In the beginning, I sat in the movie theater crying my eyes out because I was alone and I'm not used to being alone. And by the time I got over my stages and healed, I was in the movie theater laughing. I went to the bar, had me a drink and some dinner. You can get over someone and you can be with yourself. But do you love who you are? That is the question. So that is another topic on why can't you be with yourself? So during this pandemic, a lot of people are learning either they love the person they with or were they running from them. So it's a lot of foundations being inspected. You see all my house references? but it's a lot of failed inspections, isn't it? Okay. Third thing, no more heartache. You remember that pain you used to feel? Think back to anybody up here who has been through a divorce or who has ended a long-term relationship. And do you remember the heartache you felt in the relationship? The days you spent alone, the days you in your head, you were saying you wish you could get out, not even being able to sit next to the person and eat dinner, or just the silence and the door slamming and the here they come moments. All of that. No more of that, ladies and gentlemen. No more of that heartache. No more of that feeling empty. No more of that loneliness in a relationship. That is the loneliest thing. It's more lonely being with someone that you no longer love or want to be with and feeling so alone because they no longer understand you than being alone. And you will find that out. Number 4, financial freedom this time. Hey, maybe you can't have, maybe that person was good to you. They gave you the designer bags. You had the money. You were, but every time you turned around, they was ripping a little piece of your heart out until you didn't have any more heart left. At the end, you start blaming yourself instead of them because you're still there and you're trying to figure out why. Or financial freedom because they were freeloaders and they took your money and they weren't good with it, and every time you turned around, we was in debt. We had bills we couldn't pay, and it wasn't because of me, because I was the breadwinner. I was bringing the money in, but they were not building anything with me. They would just turn it down. So no matter how much I tried to build, they tore it down by not being on the same level with me, trying to build something with our trying to get to that financial freedom. So you see, money is on both sides. So it all depends on how you are in the relationship with your finances. So it still is a part of it, but in the up section, that feeling when you no longer have to worry about the other person. All the struggling you're doing is your struggle. And who can you change or control? You. You cannot control the other person no matter how you try. No matter how hard you do, no matter how hard you do. No matter what you do, or no matter how much you try to make sure that you please that other person. And you stop pleasing yourself. So, let me know what you think about my 4 ups and downs. Woo! I don't have enough people following me to get what they call trolls. I'm not on that level. So I know anybody who's looking at this, you're looking at it for a reason. You're looking at it not to critique and try to find every little thing wrong with me in this video, or wrong with my house, or wrong with my hair, or wrong anything. You actually want to know and want to start connecting because you have also ended a relationship, or a relationship was ended by someone and you're the person on the other end, and you started to recognize the role you played in the ending of that relationship. So even if you're the one who ended the relationship by what you did, please learn from it, grow, and take that and make sure that you heal yourself before you move on to someone else. Because I also wrote on the blog post about baggage. And if you would like to hear something about that, then leave the word baggage down below. If you want another video about other things that happen within my divorce process, the actual steps to healing, let me know and put divorce. So everything, guys, is up to you to take the first step, which is the hardest step. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Bye.